Stacy, when are we going to that Italian place in front of the station you mentioned yesterday? Is your daughter-in-law going to drop you off and pick you up? Must be nice, huh? My daughter-in-law could never do that. Ugh, she's totally useless. She leaves dirty dishes piled high in the sink, forgets to take out the trash, and wouldn't even know where the cleaning supplies are kept.
Maggie, did you mean to send this to someone else? Because, well, that doesn't sound very kind.
Huh? What are you saying, Stacy? Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to send that to a friend. My mistake.
No worries. Sorry, I eavesdropped. I wish I could at least pick you up and drop you off, help out in some way.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You have a very nice face. That alone makes you worth it, right?
I don't think so. I want to help you and Maurice. It breaks my heart to see him struggling so much.
But it's impossible, right? You can't help me with legs like that. Oh, poor you. So young and yet living life in a wheelchair. You can't even enjoy fashion. If I were you, I wouldn't be able to live with it. You must spend all day in sweats, right? Forget about cute shoes or those high-waisted jeans everyone's wearing. I'm so sorry if my words make you sad.
Yeah, but I can still wear clothes while sitting. And trust me, I have a fabulous shoe collection that doesn't require high heels.
Well, even more than that, your biggest problem as a daughter-in-law is that you can't do house chores that well. It's been a real pain recently, having to clean up after you when you don't do things properly. Spilled spaghetti sauce on the new rug yesterday, didn't you? How do you feel about that? Do you think you could at least apologize properly?
Yes, I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. But let me tell you, I can cook and clean just fine. And for your information, I even managed to clean the bathroom somehow, despite the fact that the cleaning supplies seem to be hiding from me.
Somehow? You suck at drying it. You can't even clean up the water stains. You shouldn't do it like that. You're letting the machine clean the floors, aren't you? It's like you're not even trying.
Well, that's what Maurice bought it for. So I'm really grateful that we have it around. It helps me feel a bit more independent.
I can never get used to that thing. But even so, cleaning is also a chance to collect one's thoughts, isn't it? In other words, you leave everything, including your own thinking, up to other people. I really hate that kind of attitude. It's like you've given up.
I'm sorry. That isn't my intention. I just find some tasks more challenging than others.
Why would Maurice want such a defective product like you? If he wanted to satisfy his desire to protect someone, he should have just gotten a pet. You'd better show more appreciation for him, because usually someone like you would be living alone until they died. And by the way, stop getting all quiet whenever I correct you. It feels like you're making fun of me.
Sorry, but I'm not sure what I should say. I've been thinking about it. It's hard to find the right words when I feel so overwhelmed.
I understand. Thank you for taking the time to teach me. See? That's what people would usually say. You don't have enough gratitude. Since we're all living together, from now on, I'll teach you these things properly. If you don't like it, then leave. Sound good?
Yes, I understand. I'll try to do better and be more appreciative. Thank you for your patience.
Hey Stacy, I'm off work. I'm coming home now. The traffic is a nightmare, but I'm pushing through it just to see you. It feels like it's been ages since we've had a proper night together.
Oh, great to hear it. You seem busy lately. It's like the office has become your second home, and dinner dates have turned into canceled calls. Is everything all right here?
I know, and to think getting home early was one of the reasons I joined this company. But anyway, I've got to work hard right now. The project is reaching a critical phase and I need to give it my all. It feels like the future of this company rests on my shoulders.
You seem happier than usual. Like there's a new spark in your eyes, a lightness in your voice I haven't heard in a while. Is it just the work, or is there more to it?
Can you tell? I'm finally enjoying my job these days. It's challenging, yes, but also incredibly rewarding. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand the bigger picture, like all the pieces are falling into place. It's a welcome change from feeling of just going through the motions.
That's really great to hear, Maurice. I'm always rooting for you. Your success is my joy, even if it means late nights and missed dinners for a while.
Thanks, Stacy. By the way, how are you doing? I hope the day hasn't been too overwhelming. Have you managed to get some rest and some time for yourself?
With what? The house? The chores? Or the silent battles we don't talk about? Especially with Mom around lately.
Huh? What are you talking about? With my mom? Is she nagging you about this and that again? I know she can be a force of nature with her opinions on everything.
No, not exactly nagging. Just the usual reminders and her way of showing care, I guess, in her own way. But it can be a bit much sometimes.
Really? That's good if that's the case. Because she can be pretty picky when it comes to keeping up her appearances. If she does nag you about anything, tell me right away. I'll be your knight in shining armor, ready to take on a dragon of a mother-in-law.
I'm fine. Besides, discussing the wife in the wheelchair is definitely not a pleasant topic for either of us. I understand how she feels. The guilt, the protectiveness. It's a difficult dance we do, isn't it?
That doesn't matter. You're not a wife in a wheelchair, you know. You're just you, Stacy. Believe me, you're the kindest person I've ever met with the biggest heart. And definitely the best wife a guy could ask for. You're my rock, Stacy.
You give me too much credit, but thanks. Thanks to you, I'm happy every day. Your love is the sunshine that breaks through the clouds, even on the toughest days.
Not as happy as me. Also, if you want to work on something, a project of your own, or you want to start a new hobby, just let me know. I'll do everything I can to help. Your dreams are my dreams too.
Thanks, Maurice. But for now, I think I'll start by tackling the house chores properly. If I'm going to start something new, I think I'll start from there. It's important for me to contribute to our home, to make it a haven for both of us.
I see. Then that sounds good. Let me know if I can help with anything like chopping vegetables, folding laundry, or anything. We're a team after all.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm waiting for you to come home today. I made your favorite beef stew. It's simmering on the stove, filling the house with its hearty aroma. The smell alone is enough to make my stomach rumble.
Sweet! The thought of that stew and seeing you is making me speed home even faster. Buckle up because I'll be there in record time.
Oh, hey Maggie. This is an awkward question, but did you do something with my secret savings? The ones I've been squirreling away for that rainy day we always talked about? You know, the one where the car suddenly needs a new transmission, or the roof starts to leak like a sieve?
Huh? Secret savings? Honey, what are you talking about? That sounds like something out of a spy novel. You know I have a memory like an elephant and secret bank accounts? Those are for strangers, not family.
The money I put in the drawer in the living room, Maggie. Tucked away in that old recipe book we never use anymore. $225 or so was missing. It's not just about the amount, Maggie. It's the feeling in the pit of my stomach like someone reached in and snatched a piece of my trust.
I can't believe this, Stacy. You think that I, your own flesh and blood, would steal from you? Surely you're joking. You know I'd rather walk on hot coals barefoot than betray your trust. Besides, with Maurice working so hard these days, the last thing we need is extra tension in this house.
Pardon me for asking, Maggie, but the only one who knows that drawer holds emergency money is family. And it's not just the money. It's the trust that's been shattered into a million pieces. Like a beautiful mosaic we spent years building, now laying broken on the floor.
If we're going to point fingers, let's not forget how forgetful you can be sometimes. It's just $225, really? Are you sure you haven't absent-mindedly misplaced it somewhere or something? Maybe it's hiding between the couch cushions or wedged under a rug, just waiting for you to find it.
I haven't made a mistake, Maggie. I count the total every month like clockwork. It's my little ritual, counting and recounting, making sure everything is just as it should be. A safety net to catch us if we fall.
Even so, you don't have any concrete evidence, do you? You don't think you just shoved it somewhere in a fit of absent-mindedness and forgot about it entirely? Maybe it's hiding in plain sight, just waiting for you to find it with a sheepish grin on your face.
Maybe it was a thief? I think I'll call the police and report it stolen. It's not just about the money anymore, Maggie. It's about feeling safe in our own home. A place where we can relax and unwind, not a fortress under constant siege.
The police? Don't you think you're overreacting a bit, dear? If a patrol car parks outside our house with flashing lights, the whole neighborhood will be in an uproar. They'll be peering over their fences, whispering behind closed doors, and we'll be the town gossip for weeks.
But what about other valuables, Maggie? Maybe they took more than just the money. It's not just about the money anymore. It's about the sense of security that's been evaporating from this house, like rainwater.
Nobody's been stealing anything, Stacy.
Huh? How do you even know? Because I can assure you, this family, this house, we're a well-oiled machine. Nothing goes missing without a reason. And trust me, there isn't one.
Oh, I get it now. Are you trying to say you're a sly one, Maggie, right? Okay, so maybe I borrowed it. My bad. There, you happy now?
Satisfied? Why would you do that sort of thing, Maggie? It's not just the act of taking the money. It's the secrecy, the lack of honesty that hurts the most.
Look, Stacy, I'm going shopping today with a friend. She's bringing her daughter-in-law along, and you know how those things go? So you should be able to lend me your wallet, at the very least. It's the least you could do after all the times I've looked after you, wouldn't you say?
I'm not sure I understand, Maggie. Why didn't you just ask? We could have worked something out, a budget, maybe a shopping list. We always do that kind of thing together.
Do you have permanent brain damage too? Usually daughters share these pastimes with their mothers-in-law. They bond over the latest fashions, gossip about the neighbors, and maybe even snag a bargain or two. Since you can't exactly stroll down Fifth Avenue with Maurice on your arm, you can at least give me some money. It's the unwritten rule of family dynamics. Haven't you learned anything living in this house?
How can you decide on my behalf that I can't do it? I would go with you if you invited me. We could navigate the bustling shops together. Me in my trusty wheelchair and you with your endless supply of shopping bags. I'm more than just a wallet, Maggie. I'm your daughter-in-law, and maybe, just maybe, we could use this as an opportunity to build a bridge between us.
It's embarrassing. If I was walking with someone like you, people would stare at us. They'd whisper about the poor woman stuck in a chair, and I wouldn't be able to hold my head up high. I really can't do it. It's not just about you. It's about maintaining appearances. This town thrives on gossip, and I won't be the one feeding the rumor mill.
It's that bad? I never knew you felt this way. It's like I'm some kind of burden, a stain on your perfect image. All this time, I thought we were becoming closer. A family, even. But apparently, I'm just a secret you keep hidden away. A source of shame.
If you can't even do the simplest duties as a wife, then you can leave. This conversation is over. Frankly, it's exhausting. All I want is a nice day out with a friend, and you turn it into this dramatic ordeal. It's disappointing that Maurice will be on a business trip for my birthday next week. If it's just the two of us, it'll be so depressing. There goes my celebratory lunch plans. Well, I'll come home in the evening then. Maybe I'll find some solace in the quiet, a glass of wine, and a good book.
Please wait, Maggie. Don't walk away from this. We need to resolve it for the sake of our family, for the sake of what we once had. Maybe not the picture-perfect family you envisioned, but a family nonetheless. There has to be a way past this, a way for us to understand each other. Maggie, there's a fire! A blazing inferno is engulfing everything! I can hear the roar of the flames like a hungry beast devouring everything in its path.
What? A fire? OMG. Are you okay? Jesus, my heart's pounding in my chest like a drum solo, and my hands are shaking so badly I can barely hold the phone. Where are you?
Oh my god, the fire! It's coming from the house next door. The flames are leaping out of control, reaching out like fiery claws, trying to grab everything within reach. Please help me, Maggie. The playwheel of my chair is jammed in the door. It's like it's alive, fighting back against my desperate attempts to escape. I can't get out. Maggie, I'm scared. Please help me.
Maurice, you heard about the fire, right? I'm so sorry that I couldn't help. My hands were shaking so badly, I could barely dial the fire department. And then Stacy. The thought of her trapped in that inferno. I keep replaying the missed call in my head, her voice filled with panic.
What? What on earth are you saying, Mom? No, she's right here. Don't you dare talk about her like that. Well, Mom, you know, the news reports, they can't all be wrong, can they?
Huh? But the news said there were fatalities. A woman in a wheelchair, trapped in the blaze.
That wasn't Stacy. It couldn't be. She was getting checked at the city hospital for minor smoke inhalation, that's all. They said her trachea was a little irritated, so she won't be able to talk for a while. But she's alive, Mom. Alive. Thank God.
Wait, what? I don't understand. Weren't you on a business trip today, Maurice? You never mentioned coming home early.
Stacy asked me to come by at noon. Man, I was surprised. She called me right after I got everything together and got back to the house. She said that there was a fire spreading from the neighbor's house and she couldn't escape and she needed my help. I moved faster than I ever have in my life. The whole drive back home was a blur, filled with dread and the image of her trapped in the flames.
Is that so? I'm glad she's okay, truly. You had me worried for a moment.
She's not okay, you hag!
Hag? Now listen here, young man, don't you use that tone with me.
Why are you acting like everything is all fine? You abandoned her in a fire. And I know you knew. She told you about the fire in those frantic texts. You ignored her call for help and ran away.
Wait a second, Maurice. You don't understand. There must be some mistake, my dear son.
She showed me the texts too. All of them leading up to now. The constant jabs, the belittling marks, the accusations. What the hell is wrong with you? Aren't you ashamed saying awful things like that to my wife every day and even stealing her money? I, for one, am mortified. I feel so sorry for Stacy. And I'm embarrassed to be your son. The woman I love almost died, and I don't even know what to say to you anymore.
Listen to me, Maurice. I was just thinking about your happiness first and foremost. Since you were a little boy, you've always loved things like rock climbing and playing outside, scaling every jungle gym with that fearless glint in your eye. You can't exactly do those things with her, can you? Because she's in a wheelchair. It breaks my heart, but it's the truth.
You're right, Mom. I can't. But instead, Stacy showed me a whole new world of fun I never knew existed. We go to these cozy little cafes with mismatched furniture and poetry readings, and we even went to a planetarium last week. It felt like we were floating among the stars, just the two of us. Being with her is an adventure every single day, even if it's not the kind you had in mind.
What about how it looks to others, Maurice? You're going to be moving up in the world, climbing that corporate ladder one rung at a time. No one can really support you if you have a crippled wife, as you so delicately put it. Sometimes your boss will even come to your house for dinner parties. How will you explain her then? It'll look bad, Maurice, for your career.
Explain her? I will simply say she's my wife, the kindest, most compassionate person I've ever met. She's got a heart of gold and a laugh that can chase away any storm cloud. What's the problem with that? And by the way, why do you think I came back early from work today? Don't tell me you actually thought I was taking a half day to celebrate your birthday.
Surely, to celebrate my birthday. Wouldn't you? Isn't that what good sons do?
Most men my age aren't exactly taking half days off to celebrate their mother's birthday. But Stacy wanted to get on better terms with you, so she set up a surprise party. We were going to bake your favorite cake, the one with mountains of whipped cream. She even convinced me to wear that ridiculous party hat you gave me last year.
Ah, is that so? A surprise party, you say? Well, how thoughtful of both of you.
I can't live without Stacy, Mom. And yet, you tried to let her die in that fire. You left her trapped in the house, abandoned her call for help, and just ran away. And on top of that, you stole money from her savings. So, I'm cutting you off. No more handouts, no more pretending we're this happy family.
Cutting me off? But where will I go?
The house burned down, Mom. There's nothing left here, for better and for worse. We're staying at a friend's house now, and we're going to look for a new place for ourselves. A fresh start, you could call it.
Wait, Maurice, what will I do? It all burned down? My things, my memories, are they all just gone?
I don't know, Mom. You have to figure it out by yourself. Someone as thick-skinned as you should be able to get by without even a house. It doesn't concern me or Stacy any longer.
Oh, wait, Maurice, please. Let's talk together one more time. All three of us. Look, if we do it now, it won't be too late. Please celebrate my birthday with me. Maybe then we can start over.
Celebrate some stranger's birthday? On top of that, a person who tried to kill my wife? The audacity is astounding.
Fine, then please tell Stacy. Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I apologize and to please not leave me alone. Please, Maurice, I can't be alone.
I told her your phone's touchscreen isn't working, so she'll write you a message from mine. Here, have a look.
Maggie, you said if Maurice wanted to satisfy his desire to protect someone, he should have just gotten a pet. Remember? I think you were onto something.
Really? Why?
We've decided we'd be better off getting a goldfish than helping you out right now. Because at least a pet might help us out in an emergency by, alerting the fire department or something. After that, Maurice and I rented a new apartment close to his company and started our new life there. I heard that Maggie, her relatives dwindling, had no choice but to go to her sister's house. Her sister lives on a farm in the countryside, and I heard she has Maggie working all day, doing the farm work she used to make fun of. She messaged Maurice one more time, saying that she would die if she had to work in a place like that, but he left her on red. Now I can laugh about it, but the fear of that day hasn't quite disappeared. But recently, I've thought that maybe I'm glad it happened because of what it resulted in. Because he saved my life, and I was able to let the bridge between me and my mother-in-law burn.